He valued it more than long life, riches, and the life of his enemies. So he valued it more than long life, that is more than his health. He valued more than riches, that is wealth. He valued more than the life of his enemies. That is happiness. So once you value wisdom more than these three things, more than health, more than wealth, more than happiness, wisdom will come to you. So we decided that um, Solomon, God gave Solomon wisdom, understanding beyond measures, and the breadth of mind, like the sand of the seashore. So Solomon's wisdom surpassed the wisdom of all the people in the east, and all the wisdom of Egypt. So Egypt was considered to be the capital and the center of learning, understanding, wisdom, insight, and yes, Solomon's wisdom surpassed all of them put together. He had the breadth of mind, capacity to think and reason and know, and knowledge beyond measure. So he knows beyond measure. So God gives Solomon wisdom because he did something interesting. So, and what did he do interesting? He actually did not ask for wisdom for himself. He didn't ask something for himself. So since he did not ask for himself, God considered him to be wise in his decision. So he asked for something for other people. He said that I'm small, I'm a child, so I know nothing. God, please give me wisdom to manage and lead your people. And definitely, and this thing please the Lord. And this is a clue for anyone who is praying for wisdom. You should channel it towards people. So that is also why did God give him that wisdom, because he understood that he was responsible. He has a huge responsibility to ensure prosperity, productivity, protection, and peace. So he has a kingdom consciousness that he needed to maintain protection, prosperity, prosperity, productivity, productivity, and peace of the people. So anybody that actually wants peace of the people, protection is a wise person. So Solomon was overwhelmed with the responsibility that he realized that no amount of money, no amount of fame, no amount of fortune that will actually help him to lead the people. So if you develop the kingdom righteousness responsibility for everyone that is committed to our hands, our brothers, our sisters, our father, our mother, our children, our wife, our community, our organization, our enterprise, whatever your hands blessed to do, you ensure that you endeavor to have protection, prosperity, productivity, and peace. You're a wise person. So you see, it depends on you taking the responsibility. And once you assume responsibility, that actually gives you the capacity to actually lead. So we discuss so much to overwhelming responsibility. So if you still feel that whatever you are coming to do is within your reach, within your means, and within your years, that means you don't need God, you don't need wisdom. But you know that whatever God committed to you is going to be more than it's not be within your years on earth. That means others will come and join it. Not going to be within your reach. That means a lot of people that you start to not meet you will benefit. And not within your means. You need more than just money. You need to see the Almighty God's hands in your whatever you do. You solely ask for wisdom. You only ask for wisdom because you know I have to impact my world. I have to make contribution as an entrepreneur, as a businessman. I want to make transaction with people I don't know and people that will never know me, but they will need to trust me, like me, and also do business with me, because people do business with people they know, they like, and trust. Tell your neighbor, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. Remove these three things. Nobody wants to do business with anybody that they don't know, they don't like, they don't trust. So you need to actually appreciate the fact that once you assume responsibility for your business, for your team, for your organization, and then you begin to prioritize knowledge, understanding, discernment, and wisdom. Because Solomon became conscious of his inadequacy, that he was a little child and he knew not how to go out and come in. Solomon's love and need for wisdom was born out of a sense of overwhelming responsibility as a king of the kingdom. So it takes more to get to where you are going, and then to keep you where you when you get there. So his quest for wisdom starts when he was conscious of his own four things. If you are conscious of these four things, number one, knowledge gap. Tell no knowledge gap. That you see that wherever you are now, there's something knowledge gaps. And number two, blind spot. He was aware that there's something that he don't know, blind spot. Number three, he was aware of skill deficiency. That is not skill enough, it's skill deficiency. Skill deficiency. Number four, he was aware of inexperience. And he manifested from the way he spoke. I'm a child. So when a man understood that where I want to go to, I still need knowledge. I still need a team. I still need to learn more skills. I still need to be competent. The man will appreciate knowledge. So, but if you feel that you don't need any of this, or that you will not even think of asking God for knowledge. Once you're studying, once you're applying. Solomon realized that the responsibility on his shoulder is bigger than him, and the current capacity to fulfill them, he needs God. So when your responsibility places demands on you, like nothing else, to develop the appetite for understanding, wisdom, knowledge, and discernment, definitely you would actually look for wisdom. God's idea is always beyond your means, your reach, and your years. So if you are not conscious of your knowledge gap, it means that your vision is too small. That's what we started discussing last week. And we said that the blind spot is worse than knowledge gap, because that is where you don't know that you don't know. So that led us to where we start talking about Solomon's values. That the things he values that made him demand ask for wisdom, Solomonic values. So he valued certain things, and that was why he actually amounted to so much. So it's a clue for me and you. We want to succeed in our business, in our enterprise, in our organization, in our team. Anyway, we find ourselves, we must value the same thing he values to get the kind of result he got. Because success leaves clues. Success always have clues. Success is predictable. So there are so many things that we do that guarantee success. There are so many that we do that will never guarantee success. So these things that are all laws, principles, and rules. So every success is, becoming wealthy is about understanding the laws of success and obeying the laws. It's just like the law of gravity. Anything that jumps up must come down. Agree with me? Yes or yes? Whether I'm tall or short or fat, born again or not, once anything jumps up, normally gravity takes place immediately. Yes or yes? Whether I'm speaking in tongues or not, if I jump from this two-story building, I'll find myself downstairs. Yes or yes? I will never develop wings and fly in the middle of this. The parachute will not just come from my shoulder. So he says I have studied it. So the thing is that one of the things that we notice about people that fell is that they not prioritize the thing that ought to prioritize and pay attention to the thing that ought to pay attention. They're hoping that miracles will happen, that are going to exonerate themselves from the process. See, transformation never happens without you participating. Your involvement makes you qualify for transformation, because the discipline you form in the process of your transformation helps you sustain outcomes and results. Tell me what the discipline you formed and developed in the process of your transformation helps you sustain results and outcomes. A lot of people never sustain their result and outcome because they never pass through a process looking for shortcuts. And we also understood that every shortcut will cut your life short. So what is Solomon's values, Solomonic values that made him seek for wisdom? So sorry, we have to clean some of these things so that we can get to, because we must have to finish the outline today or tomorrow. Let's see how far we can go. So we have a lot to discuss, a lot and a lot and a lot. So it's not a bad thing to repeat all these things so that repetition is the mother of knowledge. So Solomon values internal gifts. So we draw a gap like this. Solomon values internal gifts more than external gain. He values internal gifts more than external gain. A lot of people value external gain more than internal gift. So he values spiritual, of course, over material. He values anything spiritual, because spiritual will give it to the material over material. So that was what he did. So if you do the same thing, you also have the results he got. Okay, number two, he values the thought over things, because thought are things. He values thought over things. You know that if I have a good thought, I can always change my life. Because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. Words are over wealth. He understood that the world that we live was framed out of the things we did not see. So the things he did not see, all the internal gifts are something you cannot see, but you can feel them. In fact, one of the blind women in the world, Helen Keller, also said that the things that leave impact are the things you cannot see. The things you can only feel. You can only, of course, know, recognize his presence. Mind over matter, so you prefer the mind over matters. Okay, and you prefer insight over information. It's not just don't give me information alone. Let me have the insight about it. Let me have the understanding. Because a lot of people receive information, no understanding to act on it. Invisible over visible. So they value the invisible over visible. So anyone that tends to value these things will have the results he desires. But anybody that value these things will be short-lived. Whatever result he has will be short-lived. So his values, Solomon's values resourcefulness over resources. So that's the first thing I'm supposed to put here. Resourcefulness over resources. Resourcefulness over the resources available to him. So that was what made him different from every other person. So we tried a clue. So because of the consciousness and the overwhelming responsibility on his shoulder, he realized I need to put the priorities in others. So resourcefulness describe your internal capacity and gifts. Okay, did I get to that point last week? Okay, yes, I got it. Resourcefulness describe your internal capacity and the gift. We discussed that now. Yes, we discussed it and said, if anyone values external gain over internal gift, you are meeting someone who will never fulfill destiny, who has chosen the road like Esau, who values his a plate of food more than his birthright. So don't put your belly over your birthright. You cannot have the future of God's design when you value materials over spiritual things. Solomon values spiritual sources over material, which are the root and the cause of material success. So Solomon says that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So he manifests in his proverbs. So thought comes from these things comes from thought. Okay, I did not mention that one. Yes or yes? Okay, let me just give us few statements on Solomonic values before we go to wisdom defined. I would just make some few statements here so that uh, we can actually add flesh to our talk last week. So I expect everybody to find a writing material, find a pen, a paper, a note, a journal, please, because the weakest ink is stronger than the strongest memory. And if you don't participate in your transformational journey, I can assure you, you will not be transformed, you're reformed. So the process, the lowest thing you can do in your transformational process is to write. So anybody that exonerates himself, give excuse not to participate, has already denied himself the process, the discipline of a process. Because when you're writing, your hand is involved, your eye, your nose, your body, your brain. So it's a transformational process. So I would like us to write this down. Solomon values spiritual source and the root of material success over material success. Solomon values spiritual source. Solomon values spiritual source and the root of material success over material success. So he valued the source, the spiritual source and the root of material success over material success. So if you begin to find out the source of things, we can always have the results because we live in the world of cause and effect. For every cause, there's an effect. For every effect, there's a cause. Someone value material, spiritual source and the root of material success over the material success. So there's something that gives birth to material success. I'll keep telling you that death is not the end of life. Is a new beginning. Just like pregnancy is not the end of life, is a new beginning of it. Is the beginning of a new life. So definitely, so there's something that gives birth to the material source you're looking for. The money, the car, and that. So that thing that gives birth to that thing are your spiritual values, your spiritual source. That means your thinking, your creativity, how you can materialize your ideas and manifest your thoughts is more important. How you can think a thought, hold it so strong that it can become an idea, a concept, a strategy, a structure, a system, of course, that you can actually communicate effect to the team that can help you materialize them. So looking at it, Solomon values spiritual sources and root of material success over material success. Write it down. Solomon was most spiritually rich. Solomon was spiritually rich in terms of knowledge. Solomon was spiritually rich in terms of knowledge, understanding, discernment, and wisdom, and he feared the Lord. Solomon was spiritually rich in terms of knowledge. Solomon was spiritually rich in terms of knowledge, understanding, discernment, and wisdom, and he feared the Lord. We have seen it in scripture. He said the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. In his proverbs, about 3,000 proverbs. How many songs? About 1,000 songs. So I have the numbers here. I'm going to read it for you. So you actually see that 3,000 proverbs, about 1,005 songs. So he's actually so he valued Solomon was spiritually rich in terms of knowledge, understanding, discernment, and wisdom. So how do you acquire knowledge? You must learn, because the waste product of learning is knowledge. So if you don't learn, you will never know. If you are too busy to learn, you will never know. I don't blame people why they don't want to learn, because I know learning is a royal habit. Learning is a royal habit. It takes a king to study. But the job of the prophet and the king of Israel, every man was to read and interpret the laws of the people. So read and write. I will show you very soon, maybe not to this class. So if you don't do what the king does, you can never have the result the king has. You don't know what governors does, what the president does, you can have the result. So until you do and act as if, that's when you can manifest in your life. So you must assume the responsibility of a leader, of a king, of your enterprise, of your community, of your team, of your family, of your anyway you are there. So when you do that, you find that you need knowledge. So you value the spiritual thing, the thing that controls the material thing, because we live in the world of cause and effect. So Solomon says that he feared the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. He reveals and connects one with God. So write it on your note. Things comes from thought. Full stop. Thought at the womb that things are born out from. Things come from thought. All the things you see comes from thought. Things comes from thought. Every items come from ideas. So things comes out of thought. Things comes from thought. The chair I seen down today, the clothes was once an idea. In a man of entrepreneur, things come from thought. Full stop. Thought are the womb that things are born out from. Thought are the womb. Thoughts are the womb that things are born out from. So everything you see was actually in the womb of thought. The guy dwell on it, it becomes an idea. He dwell on it, become a concept. Dwell on it, he can now explain to people who can unanimously bring their intellectual property to make sure the thoughts become. Dangote just said, "I need to build a refinery." So it was a thought in the mind. That thing you see, that refinery, was a thought in his mind. But actually make a step, another step of boldness. That I will tell you that action defines wisdom. Because if you don't act on the things you think about, you are not wise. You don't wise in your thought. You're wise in what you do. Look at Solomon. How was he considered a wise man? It's not about the first thing he did was that there was two women, two opportunities, two outcomes. One of them slept with her baby. One slept on her baby. The baby died. One slept, one neglected, one take care of her baby. One did not pay attention, one pay attention. So they brought the baby to the child, to Solomon. Solomon now said, let them bring him sword. They will divide the baby into two. He understood that nobody wants to kill his baby, no matter how things are. The owner says, please don't kill the baby, leave it for the woman. They said, you are the owner. Because anybody that doesn't value his ideas, his thoughts, want to destroy and kill every other person's idea. Because he neglected his own. Anybody, you see, if you say I'm lying to you, there are people that are struggling with money, that are broke and poor, who doesn't have direction for that. Tell the person you have a direction that God has revealed to you, your dream and destiny and your assignment, and you tell you forget about it. Because you know why? He forgot about his own. So you tell you to forget about your own. People see the world the way they are. They'll tell you forget about it. Don't think about becoming an entrepreneur, businessman, a millionaire. Forget about it. Forget about becoming resourceful on this earth. Forget about becoming an entrepreneur. Forget about it. Let's go and look for a job, because he has forgotten about his own giftings, ideas, talents God embedded in him. So he's looking for people that can also forget their own, like he did. But you see people like us who believe in our ideas, talents, creativity, that if you must win, you must be in charge. You come to look, stand up, be on your feet, because you have legs to stand. A child that's afraid to fall will never walk. Tell never a child that's afraid to fall will never walk. Tell no, he that has brain, sense is expected. So you tell you have a brain, you need a sense. You have a brain is hardware. Tell no hardware. You need sense, software. Tell no software. It's called not certificate but sabi ticket. Tell no sabi ticket. So you need sabi ticket. So now to get this sense, you cannot just sit and pray. No, prayer is not bad, but we must take action towards the prayer by participating, because you must participate. For you, one of the laws of wealth is that you must participate in the process. If you deny the process and always think the process is bad, process is hard, process was to make you stronger. Tell us strong. If you always give excuse and complain, you die like our forefather that died in the wilderness. Complain about, oh, we don't have manna, we miss Egypt. Oh, I keep telling you, it takes God one day to take the children out of Egypt. One day, take them from Egypt. But it took him 40 years to take Egypt out of their life. Because they held on to two values as slaves. Of course, because taking others. That is why you cannot have a slave mentality and mindset and skill set and go into a landlord opportunity. It's not possible. So you need landlord's opportunities, wealthy opportunities doesn't need the mindset of a slave person. That's why you have to read books to uninstall and install, to relearn and unlearn and relearn. That's why you need to study wealth files. Wealth files. So you can delete every slavery mentality, skill set, and adopt a wealthy mentality. Because the mindset of a landlord is very different from the mindset of a tenant. A tenant mindset, a tenant is thinking of paying rent. A landlord is thinking of collecting money. Two different mindsets. One is thinking business, one is thinking slavery. There are two different outcomes, because as a man thinketh in his heart, so it is. So whatever consumes your mind over the time manifests in your life. So don't talk about the things you don't want. Talk about the things you want. You don't talk about the present circumstance challenge you're facing, because the more you talk about it, they make it happening to you. It's called a pattern. It's not pattern. Have you not seen every time you have 2 million problem comes? You're waiting, the man need 2 million, but if I have 2 million, I have problem. They keep repeating to you. If you change it and say 2 million is small money, it's not small money. It's becomes small money. 10 million now is small, it's not small money. 100 million now becomes small money. It's not small money. 1 billion now becomes small money. It's not small money. You know what you're going to do? You're going to change everything. You're going to develop a neuroplasticity, a new part in your brain to begin to accept and withdraw. Because money is not something you chase. Money is something you attract. You know, attract based on your frequency of thinking. So things comes from thought. Thoughts are the womb that things are born out from. If you are still with me, shall I? Write very important. If you're not written anything down today, write this statement. They're short statements, and I'm very sure you'll not regret writing it down. Because any thought you write down, you trapped it on the surface of the earth. The only thing that will make that thought not to be a reality, you didn't take corresponding action that will bring it to a manifestation. So write it down. Thoughts are the invisible infrastructures. Thoughts are the invisible infrastructures. Thoughts are the invisible infrastructure of every entrepreneur. I'm talking to entrepreneurs today, businessmen, investors. Want to make more money and build company and system. Thoughts are the invisible infrastructure of an entrepreneur. Thoughts are the invisible infrastructure of every entrepreneur, from which visible material things are made from. Thoughts are the invisible infrastructure of an entrepreneur, from which visible material things are made. Full stop. Thoughts are the invisible infrastructure of every entrepreneur. So all of us are entrepreneurs. We know that we improve the value of things by thinking. We can see it in our mind. It becomes so strong to manifest it. So you cannot stop us from the vision we see, the dreams we have, the ideas we conceive from the womb of thought. The more you tell us it's not possible, the more it fails us to make it a reality. Happened to Thomas Edison. He tried to invent the electric, but they laugh at him. 1,000 times it doesn't matter how many times we fail. It doesn't matter. We see it as a learning process. So failure is part of success, not the opposite of success. So I say thought are the invisible infrastructure of every entrepreneur, from which visible material things are made. Full stop. If you're still with me, shall I? You are not with me again. Shall wait for me. But now copy from your neighbor. Copy is allowed. Don't just copy the right cat, right? Don't copy somebody's name. So write down, if you are not going to make something substantial, if you are going to make something substantial, if you are going to make something substantial, it will start with quality and clear thinking. If you are going to make something substantial, sustainable, let's put it like that. If you are going to make something substantial, sustainable, and successional, it will start with quality. It will start with quality and clear thinking. It will start with quality and clear thinking. If you are going to make something substantial, sustainable, and successional, you're going to make something substantial, sustainable. You're going to make something substantial, sustainable, and successional. It will start with quality and clear thinking. Something sustainable, successional. Then make something substantial, sustainable, and successional. Successional. You're going to make something sustainable, substantial, and successional. It will start with It will start with a quality and clear thinking. So, what do you mean by quality and clear thinking? I don't want to repeat again. I'll do it over and over again. Is God's idea. God's ideas are all quality and clear. What's God's idea? Fulfillment, destiny, purpose, assignment. This is why it goes. So I don't want to repeat again. If the class permits me with time, I can do it again. That's how you know somebody is thinking sustainable, substantial, and successional. When you think about protection, prosperity, productivity, and peace. If you're thinking something beyond your yes means and your reach. If you're thinking that you need knowledge gap, there's a knowledge gap, blind spot. So whenever somebody thinking, of course, internal give resourcefulness, that means you start with quality and clear thinking. So if you're not, you'll be struggling in life as if they born you for poverty. I keep repeating myself, poverty is not your birthright, it's not your family something. You can come out of it only if you can think clearly, only you can see the clear mental picture where you're going to, because destination is more important than direction. Direction is more important than speed, because speed is useless without direction. Direction is useless without destination. Wisdom demands that you start with the destination in mind. You start with the bigger picture in mind. That will help you not to worry about little things. I keep saying it repeatedly, that the kind of things that makes you angry and upset define the quality of person you become. If little things make you angry, you're a small person. Big things make you angry, you're a big person. So the kind of things that get you offended, they're very what to make. So if you know you have a bigger picture, you don't worry about the little failures because there's a bigger picture in your face and you're part of the bigger picture. So it's a definition of things that makes define the result and the resources you attract to yourself. Because knowledge makes resources useful. But if you don't know it, you will never value and recognize resources available to you. You think that life is hard, life is unbearable, nothing is working for me. In this economy, I keep telling you, when things are hard, entrepreneurs emerge. Touch yourself, say, I'm a success.
I'm a success.
That one is begging for the recharge card. Touch yourself, I'm a millionaire.
I'm a millionaire.
Yeah, temporary defeat is not a permanent failure. Write it down, you're not very important. If you are okay, ready to say that one. It's okay. So sorry. Okay, so we have to discuss something very important today. Okay, so Solomon understood the power of language, conversations, communication, and vocabularies. Okay? Listen, please take over these things. Don't worry, leave it. It's okay, we'll attend to you, don't worry. Come, let's attend to you, sorry.